And where's Ronald McDonald? I'm just saying, where's Ronald McDonald?
Well, the Colonel looks a hell of a lot younger than he used to.
Well, and he just got a Texas cowboy hat.
Let's not even go. I am so disappointed. Welcome back, everybody, to another episode of Small Business Success Talk. I am your host, Christy Smallwood, and I am so excited with this whole, and I know I say I'm so excited a lot. I recognize that. I have recognized that many, many times throughout all of these episodes, but I do get excited, and I hope that you feel that excitement. I love this relaunch so much because I get to interview my friends to get started back into the relaunch, and it's just so much fun. Now, this episode did not turn out like we originally planned. This was supposed to be a Mavens, the Marketing Mavens episode, but unfortunately, we had a couple who weren't able to make it, so it became the me and Amy Torres show today, and I just love these conversations. We talk in depth about marketing and how to use it, and if you aren't familiar with Amy's background, she is a plethora of wealth of knowledge on all kinds of things, but she has been an entrepreneur for decades now. She's owned multiple businesses over the course of her lifetime. She's ran sales companies. She has done a lot of things in the sales and marketing arena. She's been in radio, and now she owns Director of Marketing, Inc. And if you have ever thought about having your own marketing company, you know, she has a turnkey process and turnkey program. You might listen closely to what she has to say on some things as well. So without further ado, here is Amy Torres and I taking place of the Marketing Mavens, soon to come at another episode later. And we're on. Amy, welcome back. And I just realized you and I have not done a one-on-one conversation interview for years now.
Yes.
Because after that one, we started Marketing Mavens.
Yes.
And unfortunately today on recording day, Christina couldn't make it because she
under the weather.
And Brittany already couldn't make it because
She's living a new world.
Yeah, she is. It's a little further out for one, and she's in a totally different world now, which I'm excited to catch up with her whenever everything gets settled in. So not that we're rethinking Mavens, it's just going to be a different episode. So we're
going to do our best.
We're going to do our best.
We miss both of them dearly.
We do. It's not going to be quite the same.
No.
But in the meantime, catch me up, because we did talk about Director of Marketing, Inc. years ago, but how has it evolved since then?
Well, we got a couple different fronts that are evolving. One, AI is a big push, right?
Yes.
The last time we spoke, we were doing 0 AI tools, and now we have 6 or 7 AI tools up and running.
Wait, hold up. You're right. In that first conversation, not one time did we ever think about AI being fully integrated into everything we have to do. That's only been since that was before COVID.
Yeah, just before COVID.
Yep. Holy shnikes. Okay.
Big difference in the marketing world, right?
Huge difference in
business in general, but
6 years.
Yes. Massive movement forward. Quickly, even since last year, massive movement forward in AI tools.
No kidding.
So, which is exciting. We've also licensed our Director of Marketing Inc. brand, so we can have licensees to help many more small businesses all across the U.S. get great marketing resources. We have our affiliate program up and running, and we have opened an office in Raleigh, North Carolina since the last time we talked to you. So, I guess I've been a little bit busy, and I've roped another daughter into the business, although she's only part-time.
Yeah, your daughters are just totally loving it. Now, thankfully, though, your daughters are also virtual, so it's not like you're literally in the same room.
No. I don't know if they'd work for me otherwise, although I've understood I'm like the best boss ever. But that's only because I made them work outside of my businesses first, right?
Well, I mean, that's good
Roll
exposure.
up at Little Caesars, roll up at Burger King, see how it goes, work at Zaxby's drive-thru, and then tell me what kind of boss I am.
Yeah. Well, your diabolical plan worked. Love it. So what has been one of the most exciting things for you throughout this evolution transition?
I am actually most excited about the AI and what it can bring to the table for a small business owner.
So wait, you're not one of those that's freaked out that it's going to take over and damage and destroy all of us?
Not at all. And there's a lot of marketing tools built into AI that are available, but there's so many more tools. Think about like decision fatigue as a business owner.
Yep.
You can't possibly think of everything all the time and what's next. But I'm just going to show, outside of marketing, let me tell you something I did. I uploaded, and people are going to freak out, but I uploaded my bank statements and my credit card statement into one of my AI tools, and I had to analyze everything and tell me how I can improve cash flow.
What?
And it spit out a plan for me. So instead of me hashing through, spreadsheets and stuff that Aaron built, or trying to crunch numbers or look at my budget a different way, I asked it for recommendations, and then I asked it for a game plan. Then I asked it to tweak with a couple more scenarios, and it was done in minutes. Not hours, not days, in minutes.
That's wild.
Yes.
Okay, so how did you, in the beginnings of AI,
Yes.
how did you get over that whole hump of the learning curve? Did you just dive in?
Well,
because there is a little bit of a learning curve to this.
there is, and test things, because not all AI is the same. Like, there's so many different AI programs. Christina shared one that she loves for video.
The Descript?
Oh, and I can't stand that. And I tried. So right there, you have to figure out what works for you. So it's like, she loves it. She masters it. God love her. She sat with Brittany and I for more than an hour and a half and trained us on it. And I still couldn't get it. And I spent I think I lost a whole work day on it. And I'm like, this is not for me. I got to cancel the subscription. But good, right? I think it's a good program. It just didn't work for me. And Christina loves it. And she, almost all of her videos, I think she produces through that program, and her videos are phenomenal. Mm-hmm. So it's a great program. It just might not be the right program for me, right? So that was a great example of an AI tool that did not work out.
AI can do so much. It's how did you stop to figure out what you needed to figure out that AI could do?
Subscribe to a bunch of different platforms and test them and play with them. And ease of use, like how quickly. So the one I like the most is AIVIA.ai.
AIVIA.ai.
I call it Ava, which is not really the name, but it's my version, right? And there's so many helpers in there. And there is a marketing person in there, but there's so much more. But start with a section. Start maybe with something you're familiar with. Obviously, I'm familiar with marketing. So I started with the marketing assistant and just practiced with her because it was a little bit easier. But there's an HR assistant in there. There's a legal assistant in there. I mean, it has, I think, 30 different assistants. By the way, then they have a whole nother section that they've added now of support. Like there's a sales man. I can assign myself an AI sales manager. Right? Which is crazy to think of. As a business owner, sometimes, we're the only ones holding ourselves accountable. But if I told my AI sales manager, here's what I'm trying to accomplish, Mr. Manager, like, what would you say back to me on that? And then I also had a business development manager AI tool in that same kind of section. And it wrote out another plan for me because I'm rolling out a new program, digital wallets. And so what is the best way to get that out on the ground running? So I went to the sales section of this AI and talked to the sales manager and the business development manager and got some input on that, on things I could do to implement.
Okay, that's fascinating.
It is. And I used to be a sales manager, which cracks me up.
I mean, really it does. Like, okay. So in your world now, do you ever feel like there would be a need for a sales manager, or do you just use AI? Or is AI just here's a quick fix version of this to keep the momentum going, but it's not a substitute? Like, where is all that? I
don't think AI is a substitute for anything that a human can bring to the table. I think it's a tool we can use. Just like a social marketing scheduling tool, it's a tool we can use. But it's good to get unbiased, unemotional inputs back. Right? As humans, we pull from our past experience. Even when I managed teams in radio, there were 7 sales managers. We all managed our teams differently, right? And I'm not saying one way is right or wrong, but the AI is taking out that emotion, that experience type thing of your biases and just kind of giving you statistics and facts or actionable things without.
AI does not take it personal.
No, not at all. And you can tell it it's stupid, and it'd be like, what,
Well, and Jay Smith.
Yes, I love Jay.
Yeah.
He's one of my favorite people.
He has trained with one of my workshops for AI specifically.
Yes.
And we asked, like, do you be nice to it? Like, do you say please and thank you? He's like, just in case. Yes.
And I do too, because did you guys, like, I grew up in the time of like the AOL chat rooms.
Yeah.
Right? And we all had the handles and we were chatting.
Gosh,
and I feel, this is so bad, but I feel like my AI tool, it totally reminds me of that time in high school in the chat groups. So I do say please and thank you, but it does. It feels like you're just talking to something or someone, right?
Across
in a chat room,
yeah,
across the screen. And so I do say please and thank you. Or hey, that was a great start. Add these couple thoughts to it and revamp this. Or wait, I'm sorry I gave you that input. This is really what I was trying to work through or think through, right? Because it is still dependent on you and your humanness and your brain power.
It has been interesting because you say all that. So I've loaded my entire, because we're part of this rebrand, not just for the show, but my business. Yeah, thanks a lot. We'll get back to this.
I'm so excited about that.
We'll get back to that in a hot second. You can blame her for a lot of things right now. And thank you. But what I ended up doing is I put my entire business, like I had put a portfolio together or a pitch deck. I put the pitch deck together when I had the separate brands into AI and said, I'm needing to merge all this into one. And like, here's everything I'm thinking about. What else do you need from me? It asked me my questions. And then it give me not just here's some things to think about, but you're doing so great. This is all fantastic. Like, it has become my biggest cheerleader. And so then I go into it later and I said, can you pretend that you are? And I name like a celebrity or whatever, a fictional character, Edna Mode from The Incredibles, and give me some advice about like how to this is my challenge right now. When you have to have a ginormous amount of money in a like seed packet kind of time. I like, how do I manage myself through this? It's not that I don't know what to do. It's just, how do I manage myself so that I maximize the time it takes to get the things done that will produce the revenue? Yeah. So I was like, can you pretend you are and tell me what to do?
Which is wonderful. But again, it's reducing that decision fatigue.
Yes.
We have so many decisions to make as business owners of like, and it's tax time right now stinks. And then take anything else that's going on inside the world. Everyone has other things and topics that they're talking about, but you only have so much brain power, right? And we're creative. So we pour a lot of our time and energy into being creative for our customers, not so much for ourselves.
Exactly.
And sometimes you just need to like, okay, I need to not think about this, but I'm ready to follow a plan or a system. Or maybe my plan and system needs tweaks. What other ideas do you have? I love that idea though. It's great because it just gives you kind of a different motivation.
Yeah. I'll have to show you my bigger idea because I don't want to say it yet until I have it ready to present to the world how I used AI, and I'm going to repackage it.
I'm excited.
Yeah. I'll show you some things. Yeah. So back to, I'm in the process of this rebrand. And so for those that have been around a bit and know Amy is one of the marketing mavens, I pulled her in at a certain point because I had like the level of self-doubt was strong and shit just exploded last year. So the show went on hiatus. Everything had to be dormant. I was in a wreck, and then this snowball effect of things continued to happen. So I pulled Amy in. I was like, okay, what am I missing? What am I doing wrong? Am I really doing this right? Should I really be doing business? Should I go get a job? What do I need to do with my life? So just having you review some things and looking at it and go, no, actually you're doing pretty damn good. And which felt great. And then you took it one step further and said, we should get a guy's perspective on this. And I'm like, okay, who do you got in mind? And you're like, Ken Schreiner. And I'm like, Well, I've never spent time in a room with Ken Schreiner.
And he's amazing.
And so we set up a mastermind day. Now, if you're familiar with masterminds at all, it should be this group effort of
everybody sharing.
Everybody shares a little something on a mastermind. However, this day felt a lot more like an intervention than a mastermind. And so prior to that mastermind, we were absolutely balls to the wall going Eagle Eye Strategic Marketing, Crusados. We had the show. We've got me as a speaker, all of the things, because it is easier if I'm showing up in a room, people are like, what do you do? And I'm like, here's your label. Here's the marketing. That's what I do, whatever. And depending on which room, depending on
who shows up,
what badge I'm wearing, right? So, but that's not at all the feedback I got at the table. Kids like, I have no idea what your brand names are, but I know everybody knows Christy.
Yes, we all know Christy Smallwood and Christy, and we all love Christy. People even have coined Christy time.
Yes, for me. I did not make that up at all. And more than one person from totally different backgrounds, like, I just love my Christy time. I'm like, all right, well, I don't know what that means for you. So let's have that conversation. Like, dive deeper into, if you don't know what your people are actually, your target audience needs from you, go deeper with those people who you're currently working with. They'll let you know. So that's how Christy time is coming about. So then the idea is like, get rid of the brand names. It's all you. Yes. So I'm like, okay, now we're doing this.
Which is scary, but exciting.
Oh my God. It was so, It is very scary. So I'm being totally transparent on a bunch of episodes. You should know by now, this is what I do. It was so scary that every time I stepped forward to do it, I started crying because I was like, oh my God, what the hell am I doing?
But you feel like you're releasing something in a way or giving something up.
It has been a purge, and not because what I realized in the beginning was, oh shit, I can no longer hide behind these brand names. It's not we can do this at Eagle Eye Strategies, and then Eagle Eye Strategies, if it fails, that brand has failed. Christy hasn't failed. Now there's none of that. And I'm like, okay, this is all me, my name, I'm out front. My team has been off because I said it to the gals, and they were like, yeah, that makes total sense. Like, there was zero pushback on this.
You're like, because you were like, well, I really need to run this past the team and some other people. Like,
I was, because I was extremely out of it. And you're sitting across the table going, I love this. This is great. And the kid's like, I don't know why you haven't done that. Like, why are you charging so small? And why? Like, I get it. Okay, got it. Extra funny side note to Ken Schreiner. I knew the name had been familiar for a long time. I posted something recently. It was 50 nights. I had a pretty picture, cute picture. And one of my old flag girls, I've been part of her life forever, Amy Jo. She doesn't use her last name on Facebook. She gets on there and comments how, cool I looked. Ken sees that post, and Amy Jo, how do you know Christy? And then I was like, oh, crap. Amy's maiden name from high school was Schreiner.
Oh my God.
And I went, no. And I said, Amy and I go way back. I was her flag corps instructor. And he's like, well, we go way back too. She's my sister.
That's hilarious.
And I was like, no. And then Amy made it worse.
Oh.
Amy made it so bad. Because she's like, yeah, Ken, you met Christy at my first wedding. You were 12.
Oh.
So like, oh yeah, I am that old.
I met you as a child. You were a child prodigy then.
And here you are telling me what to do. Got it.
Hey, I love young people. I mean, I tap into those resources all the time because they look at things differently.
They do.
And they push through stuff where I was just met with a prospective client. We're going to start a campaign for them next week. And when you've been in marketing for a long time, and I'm not going to mention her name because I love her to death. We're old dogs in the marketing game. And I told him, I'm going to ruffle her feathers with this plan that we're going to kind of tweak because we're not actually going to use his business name in marketing. Oh. We got a whole another thing. But one of her concerns was his business name was so long. How is it ever going to fit in a radio ad? Well, I got a whole another idea. And it's because of young people. From 2 meetings I've had recently with young people, I'm like, that is stinking genius. I'm going to give you credit, but I'm going to use it. Is that okay? Right?
Yeah.
Because sometimes I hate to say we get into the habit of doing what we know and what we've always done. So getting someone else's perspective, that's different age group, different businesses. I love talking to people in other businesses because they think in ways differently than us marketers think sometimes.
So another reason I love doing the show, because I get to talk to so many different people about their things. I'm looking forward to, upcoming episodes. I have a doctor who's going to come be on the show, and he's going to talk about how obsessive he is with documentation.
Oh, love it.
Like it's his obsession of being able to document, and it's for the good of the client, which right now I am a patient. So
I love that.
I know. And I'm like, I suck at that. Like that is a weak point for me. I'm guessing other business owners have the same issue.
Yeah.
So,
or you document and you can't read it.
Well, there's that. Or I document something and then I have no idea where I put it.
Yeah. It's in a pile or it's in a folder. Yeah. Or a stack. So do you remember those old tickler files, like the expandable files?
Yes, I have a handful.
Oh, wait, I know. So I get a text from Aaron on a Sunday morning. Oh my God, Mom, you need one of these. I found it at Walmart. It's a picture of a tickler file. I'm like, Aaron, I already have one in my closet, but you can come over and organize it for me.
Like they think the Trapper Keepers are brand new.
I know. But yeah.
Sorry to disappoint.
Yeah.
However. So cool.
Be true. Get your dose of southern gossip served up country style. Where every room...
Hey y'all, it's me again. Now, listen up, women. I am here to bring you an important announcement. Stop everything you are doing right now and pay attention. There has been a recall. That's right. If you ordered the Bodacious Booblet from Barbara's gift shop, you need to listen up close before you use it. Now, we all got excited when Barbara got these new booblets in stock. We'd all seen the commercial on social media. Get rid of your bra once and for all. No straps, no clips, nothing but a clear piece of gel. You stick to your nipple, hoist it up, and put it in place. I about died when I saw it. Why hadn't anybody thought of this before? I said, I don't care how much it costs. We don't need groceries this month. Mama is getting her a gel lift and strap freedom. And no, it wasn't just made for the itty bitty titty ladies. It was also made for those of us who could fit a cell phone, a notebook, 2 pens, and a pack of chiclets in our bra, and had the pictures to prove it. The video showed the Bodacious Booblet lifting an entire watermelon. That's right. And they had one woman who literally picked her boob up and slapped it right back into place. The difference was amazing. Maybe you saw the post. Anyway, a group of us went out and bought one. I bought 3 right away and slapped them on before you could say boo. And now, just days later, honey, the reviews are in. Do not get a booblet. And if you have one unopened, do not open it up until you hear this message, or there will be consequences. In the beginning, it works great. It slaps right on that boob with a vengeance, and it will not let go. I can promise you that. But when it comes time to take it off, well, we could hear Nadine's screams clear down the street. Her husband called 911, and the EMT people said it's the first time they've been called out for an emergency of this nature. They assured her that the nipple was still intact, and on the upside, well, at least the whiskers had now been removed. Clara Willow, she had the opposite problem when she went out with the ladies for single night over at Cooter's Country Dance Hall. She was out there just line dancing in her cute boots and her short skirt when people started whispering and pointing at her tight little white t-shirt and that strange bump that was moving underneath it. You see, she'd started to sweat and one of them booblets had come loose, and now her boob was sliding down her shirt like a snail making a slow trip sound. She had no idea that the entire audience sitting around that dance floor was riveted watching her right boob deflate and sag in slow motion like she had some sort of a chest palsy or something. She just thought they liked her moves. Meanwhile, her friend Juanita was sitting at a high top chatting up that cute new waiter with the goatee when her booblet snapped and her left boob hit that table with a thud. She was mortified. I guess that gives a whole new meaning to the words going clubbing. Anyway, Bert Jenkins wore hers to church choir practice and said they were lifted up so high she couldn't see the pages in her hymnal. Irma's fell clear out of her dress as she was walking down the aisle at her very own wedding, landed right smack dab in the middle of that aisle like a jellyfish. Little flower girl picked it up, put it in her basket without missing a beat. but not before everybody saw. Now they think she's got some sort of implants and were whispering that they hope her fiance knows that all her assets were not exactly God-given, if you know what I mean. I mean, really, do you think she was born with lips that look like she's having an allergic reaction? Just saying. So I think it's safe to say that the booblet is not all it's cracked up to be, and Barbara's decided to recall them. You can get your money back or use it for store credit. I just heard she's got a shipment in of those keto edible undies. Now that is a must-have. Guilt-free Valentine's Day, ladies. I tell you, never boring in Price Hollow, is it? Small town with a big heart, where the people stay, but the gossip travels. Or I should say, where the people stay and the booblet travels. Just remember, you didn't hear it from me. Bye, y'all.
So knowing that AI is like, it's here, it's never going to go away, all that good stuff. Let's talk about something a little different, but in line with the AI. Have you seen anything? What do you see as potential trends for 25?
I still think a lot of your short form video are going to be popular. Some of it will be AI generated, but bring your personality into those videos. I mean, TikTok's back, right?
Yeah, it only went away for what, a day?
If you didn't close your account out, you were back on in 12 hours. And it's back in the store. But even YouTube Shorts, right? Even Google. But there's so many more video platforms coming out that are accessible to everybody, and it's easy to use, and you don't have to be a video editor to produce video. And I love my video people. I refer out to several that are really good, but not all your video has to be polished either and super professional, as you know. And I think sharing, people buy from people they know, like, and trust. And it's harder for a bigger corporation, right? Yes. Who's the face of that company? But for our small business owners, you can definitely be in your videos. Have your team members featured, right? I think that is impactful. Sharing how you do business in your videos is even impactful. So
there's a whole lot of things. I know we have a client that they're engineers by trade and heart, and so to get them to do anything fun in it, but the weird thing is they have the dad jokes down, the puns, but then to translate that to their marketing has been a journey, to say the least. But what tipped it for us, back to the younger people, is I brought the team with me, and the team now has had those ideas, and here's a trend style we think will translate with what you got, and the guys will look at it and be like, at first they were like, we're up to 2-3 recording sessions now. They have brought their own wardrobe.
I love it.
Got their props ready. They have ideas. Like they're so used to it now, and they're used to being in that place. So don't be afraid. I would also say, don't be afraid to make that jump into it. Even if you're an extreme introvert.
Yes.
It helps to figure out a way to do it.
Yeah, just come up with a plan. You don't have to wing it. We're not asking you to wing a video. But even things that you think are boring in your business is fascinating to other people. I'm going to use the lawn mowing people. Those guys that do their quick video, they mowing the whole lawn. People watch that for hours.
Look, I don't know about you, but I still have a favorite Mr. Rogers episode. Do you know which one I'm going to say?
No, I don't know which one you're going to say, but I can't wait to hear about it.
How to make crayons.
Oh, I don't remember that one.
Same concept that you would do short form video. All it was B-roll footage of manufacturing crayons, how they're made and then molded and wrapped and used. And Mr. Rogers is just voicing over the whole oh, look, they're doing this. And it's almost the same thing as, who is it, Snoop Dogg doing National Geographic videos. Yes. Okay, so it's almost, but not to, it's the same concept, the same format. Yeah. But even something like that shows your process, no matter how you think, like nobody's going to want it's fascinating.
Watch, I know. I'm always curious. One of my former jobs that I loved is we got to tour manufacturing facilities. But I had a genius engineer up in Indianapolis, and he was working on a covert project. We wanted a video because he built a robot. So we made that. Cool. We made the robot make margaritas.
No,
how was that not fun to watch? Right, and the robot was not at all pretty yet because it was literally just the functioning robot with just the bare bones.
Still a robot that makes margaritas.
And it made margaritas. Now, was it perfect? Like, did we have splatter? We did, but that was all the more fun, and it still tasted good.
Well, good job.
I mean, at the end of the day, we just wanted to taste good. But there's so many things in your own business that when you're so close to it, people aren't interested, or you think people aren't interested, but in reality, they are. They might like a sneak peek into your world.
I'm in that challenge right now, again, during this rebrand. It's like, how do I make all this stuff that I do interesting? Like, who cares? Look, we care how marketing works, like the process in which you do marketing or coaching, for example. Like, who really wants to go through what does that process even look like? Because it's a little different for everybody. But I'm trying to, like, how do I, because there's so many things.
Yes.
Because with coaching, let's take coaching, business coaching and or life coaching. It is a personal experience. People are one-on-one, like literally sometimes crying their eyes out, depending on the day, or we're celebrating something. Yeah. But how do you portray that situation, that process in such a way that it is entertaining, fun, interesting, and credible?
Yes. Here's the aha, and here's all the silliness that led up to the aha.
Yeah. Because it's just fascinating to me on how, because I don't want to be the one that has all the corporate-ese.
Right.
I know that there's plenty of people out there. And there is plenty
of that. But everyone, again, personality-wise, right? What's a good fit? You know, what is a good fit for a coach depends on your personality too. And then what are you trying to accomplish? And then what part of business are you at, right? There's so many little things that can feed in. And you might have different coaches throughout your life. You might have a coach for your whole career with that same person because that's your person. Like, they get you. Yes. They know what you're thinking before you say it, and then they're going to call you out on your bull crap.
And that'd be me.
Yes.
That's why people keep calling for Christy time.
You're not going to believe what I just did or what I just said or how this happened. Yeah.
You've been a recipient of one of those calls.
I know, yes.
So aside from short form video is always going to be, I mean, that's also one of those here to stay. If Christina was here, she'd be like, just open the camera and do it.
She's video, and she does. She's probably, out of all the folks that we know, she's probably one of the best people at promoting herself through video and her company through video and helping her clients promote through video. Yeah. Hands down, I think she's one of the best.
And I really feel like the more raw and unproduced it is, the more people are going to start to gravitate to that because they know that it's real.
Yeah.
That while there is a place for AI videos, there is a place for that.
Right.
There's also a place for literally just open up the camera and shoot
your cats. People like my cats. Cats of TikTok, right?
Cats, dogs, fish. Pick something.
Turtle. There's a turtle opening the door the other day, right? It's bring in people again. Bring in your personality. Have fun with it. You know, I kind of like the alter ego too because I'm never a monotone person. But I've done a few TikTok videos where I've been monotone, and it drives my youngest Bella crazy because she's on my team. And she doesn't know this yet, she blocked it on Facebook. But I put meet your CMO, your chief marketing officer, and it's her sliding down the stairs in a sleeping bag when she was like 12, and I was worried about her knocking her front teeth out. So, you know, but it's fun, right? I mean, our clients that she works on got to see it because they follow us on TikTok. But it's that personality, it's having fun, and then being consistent. Christy, God, we should really talk about consistency and not giving up on your marketing campaigns 3 months in, 4 months in, 5 months in.
Okay, so that's a great. Why am I pointing so much?
That's okay.
It's all good. I should do the Disney way, like 3 fingers or full hand, whatever. When we talk about consistency, and having it. So one of the things that I've been teaching during a base camp program is there's a difference between your consistent marketing, a campaign, and targeted.
Yes.
For consistency, that is what you need to be doing on a regular basis that people start to know you for, all that kind of stuff, which I am horrible right now. So don't be like telling me I'm
in a rebrand.
I'm in
That's
a rebrand.
different. And when you're in a rebrand, you should press pause because you got to get everything back together, right? You're in the middle of.
It's okay that everything's a little hodgepodge at the moment.
By the way, people, you should also rebrand it sometimes. I mean, I'm on my second logo, and I think you've done my third or fourth website now for me too. Yep. You need to update.
And it is hitting about every 4 to 5 years. You just can't wait. And the big brands do it too.
Yeah.
I use that in my workshops.
I mean, where's Ronald McDonald? I'm just saying, where's Ronald McDonald?
Well, the Colonel looks a hell of a lot younger than he used to.
Well, and he just got a Texas cowboy hat.
Let's not even go. I am so disappointed. I cannot express to you how disappointed I am that they're moving from Louisville.
For that cowboy hat to come on. The Colonel. Is he going to become a ranger? All right. I'm sorry. I'm stirring the pot now. Let's get back on how we can help small businesses.
My entire life has had the Colonel Sanders in it.
I know.
Every just advertising job I've had, I've worked with the KFC account in some form or fashion, and I've been at KFC. Yeah. I handled the historical media. The Colonel would be just not happy about this move to Texas. What the hell? But the Colonel's not here for that anymore. So anyway, back to consistency in your marketing, folks. Consistency will win the day, I think, because over time, people are going to be used to it. They keep coming back. You're helping them create habits of watching you, paying attention, engaging. That's your baseline. That becomes all your benchmarking. Your campaigns are for things like whenever I do workshops. That's a campaign. That is a short run.
Trade shows, events, new product launch campaigns.
That's campaigns. You have one thing to say in a short period of time. Then there's the targeted. And for me, that takes it kind of off of social media and into these other formats, like an email, like a direct thank you note.
Yes. Even handwritten. Like I used to make my team do handwritten thank you notes all the time. We've gotten away from it. I even have a box of cards, not even just thank you cards, but just kind of fun cards to send out. It's been horrible, right? But those things are the high touch. And I think people we've been so separated. We hide behind our digital assets, right? We're friends on Facebook, whatever, right? There's not that high touch. We don't always see people. But getting back and having that face-to-face conversation, getting back to face-to-face networking, having those high touch things also can make a big impact in your business. It's surprising when you get mail and it's not a solicitation. It's like a thank you. Like
direct mail can work. Done effectively.
Yes.
Meaning you need to personalize that shit. Yep. And I still remember, I don't know if I ever told you, one of my favorite things I ever did to personalize, it was one year I loved my clients. I was doing all their things, and I actually bought all my clients presents on my birthday.
I love it.
Customized to them.
Well, even at your big birthday party.
Oh, yeah.
We all got plants.
Yes.
And mine is doing well.
Oh, fantastic. Yes, for my 50th, because I want us all to grow together. So my 50th, it was so simple. The only thing I had to buy really was the little jars to put them in, but I just took cuttings of my current pothos plant that still is plenty healthy in there, and made 50 little jars of cuttings for people to take home and start themselves. So now you have a piece of me to go home with. There you go. Happy birthday to me.
Christy's up on my shelf. I won't tell you what room.
Let's not. Okay. We get way off topic sometimes. So consistency. So when you talk about 3, 4, 6 months, what does that consistency need to look like?
Your messaging needs to be on point, and you can't be everything to everybody. So going back to your target audience, right? And you might have different targets for different campaigns depending on what your business is rolling out. But being consistent in your message and your brand, so people know what to expect. People buy what they know, and they don't like to be surprised, right? So just like if I show up, I don't know if I showed up in a full suit, that might surprise people these days because I haven't worn a suit in a really long time, right? That's not me anymore. But think like when we go into a room and we're known, that's what you want to kind of precede you. You want to bring your brand with you and be your brand when you're out.
I think you're to your point on the clothes thing, personal branding, man. If I walked into a room wearing, I don't know, green or orange, God forbid I ever show up in orange somewhere. First of all, it does not look good on me. Second of all, just no. But people would be like, what is wrong with you? Are you okay? Did you quit? Like, what's happened? No, we can't be doing that. And now I can't, now I'm even to the point that we can't not have blue streaks in my hair. Because it's become such an ingrained thing. Like, what happened to you?
Well,
like,
and Evala with her purple, if you guys know Evala Ram, with her 12 steps coaching program for people in recovery. But yeah, it's interesting to see because it's just like, but what's your brand? And then what is your, like, does your team represent your brand? And do they know what brand mission is?
And, you know, in the middle of this rebrand, that's back to going deeper than I ever have before on branding, because now it's my name that's out there and it's not fluff whatsoever. So my original objectives are still on the table. I want to impact 25,000 people in 2025. But what does that look like? I want people to be awakened to their possibility of their purpose. I don't have to show you what your purpose is, but you need to understand you do have a purpose.
Yes.
We all have purpose. And then work with 250 leaders to engage with their inner hero. Because that's just taking that purpose and going deeper. And then 25 businesses where we become their marketing sidekick.
Yeah, love it.
That's it. That's all we really have to do. But, we really have to do that. 25,000 seems pretty daunting. So if we wanted to build an audience of 25,000 across all of the channels, where would you start?
Oh, well, you're so strong on video, YouTube, and your socials.
Okay, you point out something like you just said, Christy, you're so strong on video. What if I'm not? What if somebody's not?
So go with what you like best. It doesn't have to be, I hate doing videos. So if you guys see half the videos I put out there AI generated because I hate doing it. But I do love LinkedIn. And funny enough, my best YouTube video is on how to get followers to your business page by sending out your 100 or 250 invites every month. And I literally just did a step-by-step video, and that's had the most views. So if it's a topic or subject in your business that you're passionate about, it's much easier to do a video versus you just talking about your bit. Well, first off, no one really wants to hear about your business anyways, but they do want to know how you can help them. How can you solve problems? So how-tos, things like that can help you overcome some of that and create that content. And then be helping people in general. Be kind, be helping to other people. And that can be your platform. It doesn't have to have anything to do with your business, but you'll gain business from it because people are going to know that you care about them and that you're helpful. Even if it's just putting out motivational stuff, Motivational Monday, do it for 52 weeks. Every Monday, put out something motivational if you really are stuck on something.
Speaking of motivational, so we talk about digital a lot, social media, because it's easy, it's free. Have you, in the Louisville market, have you seen the billboards? Sam Aguiar.
Yes, I know. His motivational billboards. Yeah, they're really cool.
So this has been a fascinating thing that has taken place. I had a conversation recently with somebody else about it because Sam Aguiar is a
injury attorney.
In
a car accident? Call Sam Aguiar. Yeah.
We all know how those things look and play out between the Morgan & Morgan and the Isaacs and Isaac. Like, all of them, it's the same kind of message. And yet, we now have a disruptor. The first day I saw it, I was like, oh, that's interesting. And then I saw number 2, 3, 5. And I was like, what is happening? Because they don't care how much you know until they know how much you care.
Absolutely.
So guess what Sam Aguiar just did?
He showed everyone he cared, and he's building us all up. We feel good when we drive past his billboard.
Yes.
I am someone. I can do it.
I'm not going to give up today.
I know.
So how to be able to be confident enough to be the disruptor, you don't have to look like everybody else either. So gosh, there's just so much really good stuff that's happening. I think that really at the bottom line, if we can become more human in our approach, I think that's going to be a key thing for 25 and beyond. But let's talk two last things real quick, speed rounds here. Who are some top influencers that you're looking to for this year?
Oh my gosh. So Grant Cardone's back on my radar, and I know he's super obnoxious guy, but I'm telling you, I'm back on my 10X mode. So there's one.
Good for you.
He's not everyone's cup of tea, but sometimes you need that kick in your butt.
Sure.
And then I cannot remember the author's name now, and I apologize, but the author of The Psychology of Money.
Okay.
That book has rocked my world, and it's a completely different look at money. As business owners, we're always concerned about money and cash flow.
Yes.
And then how are we going to retire? What does retirement look as a business owner? And what's our end game, right? But anyways, so The Psychology of Money book has been just unbelievable.
And so from the first point to now, what does success look like for you?
Doing what I want with my time.
Nice. It's kind of the bottom line, isn't it?
Yeah.
Awesome.
I had a 2-hour dance party yesterday in the middle of the day.
Well, good for you.
So, doing what I want with my
I
time.
fell asleep on the porch swing outside in the sun. So
Good for you.
You're right. That's success, y'all. That is
success.
Well, Amy, thanks for being my guest today. We'll come back again with the Mavens at some point.
We miss Christina and we miss
Brittany. And as always, such another great episode. I appreciate Amy so much for just being such a great sport, going through with everything. And there's just a lot of great insights. Please let me know what was some key insights for you during this episode by giving us a comment. And remember to like and share it with your friends. Make sure you also subscribe so you can keep up with the latest episodes of Small Business Success Talk. I have been your host, Christy Smallwood, and it's my job to go encourage you to go make your own kind of success. See you back at the next episode of Small Business Success Talk.